So we got a lot of stuff going on in the Olympics right now. So many different things, and I can't even begin to talk about all of them. I can't begin to talk about all of the things that the United States is doing and all of the things that the United States is winning, because quite frankly we've just won too much stuff already, and I can't possibly fit it all into one video, and that feels so good to say. I mean, you got Michael Phelps breaking a 48-year-old record, becoming the most decorated Olympian of all time with his 19th medal, which was also a gold medal. 15 of those 19 were gold medals. A record previously held by a Soviet gymnast, a female Soviet gymnast. You have the United States women's gymnastics team coming together on the Olympic stage and doing what they said could not be done, doing what nobody believed that they could do. We all know that they're good. We all know that they have talent, but a lot of people have been saying that the women's gymnastics team for the United States is cursed, because it seems like every year that they win the World Championship right before the Olympics, they miss out on the gold in the Olympics. In 2003, they won the World Championships. 2004, in the Athens Olympics, they missed out on the gold medal. 2007, they won the World Championships. 2008, they missed out on the gold medal in the Beijing Olympics. And then 2011, once again, they won the World Championships, and everybody was saying history's going to repeat itself. They're going to choke again. But I'll tell you right now, I watched that happen, and I was watching a couple nights ago, whenever they were trying to qualify for individual all-around, and Jordan Weaver, she didn't do that bad. She qualified 4th in the world, but the Olympic rules only allow each nation to send 2. She qualified 4th in the world, but she was not in the top 2 for our team, and therefore she didn't advance. And of course, you know, she was heartbroken over it, but that's the Olympic rules, and that's what they gotta do, because I mean, you don't want a bunch of one nation in the final, and then like for example, in a swim race, you know, 8 racers, you don't want you know, like 7 Americans and then 1 Chinese. You know, you don't want to see that. You want everybody to have kind of an equal opportunity there. So that's the reason why that they do that. Like I said, even she didn't really do that bad. She didn't mess up all that bad, but because of the Olympic rules, she was not able to advance. She was crying. She was heartbroken. Her mom in the stands, I'm sure, wanted nothing more than to go down there and just give her a big hug, but you know, she couldn't do that. Even after the event with Jordan back in the locker rooms, all she could do was talk to her on the phone, but she picked herself up, and she went out there last night, and she was one of the major reasons why the United States took gold in women's team gymnastics. By the time Allie got out on the platform, we already knew that we had the gold. It was just a formality, just waiting for Allie to finish. They said right before she started that because everyone else had done so well, all she needed was a 10.234, I think it was, out of a maximum score of 16.5 in order to grab the gold for the United States. And we all knew, you know, none of our Americans are going to do that bad. Allie is not going to mess up that much to get down to a 10. I think she ended up getting like a 15.2. But that was just a good moment to see, in that knowing even before your final athlete takes the platform, knowing even before that you have the gold one, that it's just a formality. Of course, you have the women's beach volleyball team for the United States. One of our women's beach volleyball teams, Misty May Trainer and Carrie Walsh Jennings, still undefeated on the Olympic stage. This goes all the way back to their last Olympics. They're 32-0 in set play. They're 32-0 in sets. They're 16-0 in matches. It takes 2 set wins to win a match. They have yet to even lose a set in their entire Olympic career, including this Olympics. They do have another match today, right before single elimination begins. You have the United States full women's volleyball team, hardcourt volleyball, taking on the Chinese volleyball team, which is interesting. That's going to be a big match because we're currently tied with China right now in the medal count. We both have 23 total medals. Technically, they're in the lead because they have 13 golds and we only have 9. But as far as total goes, we're tied with them. So that's certainly going to be a big match, going up against the nation that we're tied with for first place in the overall medal count. So many things going on in the Olympics. Like I said, I can't possibly talk about them all, but that's what I like about it, is that it brings people together. It brings countries together. Like me, I don't really care for gymnastics. I'm not gonna, get online and see when there's a gymnastics event in town or anything like that and try to go. I'm not really a big swimming fan. I'm not gonna watch, just a random swimming event. But when it comes to the Olympics, I will watch those events, every one of those events that I can find the time to watch. I will watch them and I will support my nation. I will watch gymnastics, which I would never watch in any other situation. I will watch swimming, which I would never watch in any other situation. But like I said, it brings nations together, just like the World Cup back in 2010. I'm ready. I'm pumped for 2014 Brazil. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully the United States will do a little bit better this go around. But I never really knew about soccer. I mean, I knew what it was, but I never really, got into it. But then when the World Cup came in 2010, and I was just watching a game. I don't even think it was America yet. I was flipping through the channels. I think it was like England and Canada or something like that. And I remember saying to myself, you know what, I'm gonna check out the U.S. team. I'm gonna see how they do. And I watched the U.S. team in that next match that they played, and I just immediately I fell in love with the game. And I'm not too big on MLS, but the World Cup is something that I certainly look forward to. When it ended in 2010 and Spain was crowned the World Cup champions, I already couldn't wait for 2014. And it's the same thing this year. This Olympics is not over yet, but when it ends next week, I'll already be looking forward to 2014 as well, for the World Cup and for the Winter Olympics. It's just something that I love, and like I said, it brings nations together, and it brings, in my opinion, the world together. Here's countries that in any other event would not even associate with each other. And even though there's a lot of countries that are already out of the running and they know mathematically there is no way possible that they can win the medal count, like India, for example, I think they only have 1 medal to this point, but they're still going to go out there, they're still going to give it their all, they're still not going to give up. They're going to go out there and they're going to compete for the honor and the glory of their nation. And I think that that's ultimately what it's all about. And even with all of the war and all of the turmoil going on across the world right now, we all know about it, at least for 2 weeks out of every 2 years, we can all come together as one world, all of our separate nations, but united by the planet that we live on, come on to the grand stage of the Olympics and perform for our families and for our countries. And I have tremendous respect for every Olympic athlete, not just Americans. Obviously, I want the Americans to win. I'm not going to cheer for anybody else besides the Americans. The only exception to that would probably be in tennis. I don't think she's on the card this year, but my favorite tennis player has always been, since I got into the game, Caroline Wozniacki, aka the Great Dane, being from Denmark. I don't know if I could pull for her against an American. That would be very, very hard to do. But that, if it was there, that would probably be the one exception. Just because I would want it for her as a person, not necessarily for her country. I don't know anything about Denmark, but I would want it for her as a person. And I guess if she was going up against an American, it would be one of those things where, you know, whatever happens, happens. I'd like to see Carol get the gold. I'd obviously like to see the U.S. get the gold too, the U.S. player. So, but it's just one of those things, like I said, it brings countries together, and it brings the world together. Dana Vollmer, the girl on the United States swim team that got the world record in the butterfly, she's from Texas. She's from Granbury, Texas. I actually know where that is. I've been there. And but people don't talk about that. People don't talk about, well, she's from Texas. And I could brag about that all night and day. Well, the world record holder is a Texan. But it's not about that. It's about her being an American. Just an American in general. You're an American first. And then whatever state you come from. As like I said a couple of videos ago, it's not the United States are, it's the United States is. We are 50 individual states, but under that flag, we are one nation. And it works the same way with the world. We have our own individual nations, our own individual countries. But when it all comes down to it, we all live on the same planet. We all live on the same earth, and we all have an equal responsibility to give ourselves an equal opportunity to live and to survive. And I think that that's one thing that the Olympics really represent. The Olympic symbol, those rings, those represent the regions of the world, and they're all linked together. No matter our differences, no matter where we come from, no matter what country you come from, when that Olympic stage is on, we just have a way of uniting. And yes, it's all about competition. Yes, it's about winning medals and representing your country. But I think more than that, it's about proving that we can get along. Even if just for 2 weeks out of every 2 years, we can come together on the same stage, on the same platform, and we can have friendly competition, and we can get along. And like I said, I think to me, that's ultimately what it's all about, and that's why, that's the reason why I love the Olympics. That's the reason I always can't wait for it. That's the reason I always get so into it. And it's like I said, you know, there's going to be times when things happen, but I'll always be behind my country, and I'll always be behind my team. USA, USA, USA. Peace.